It's 11:15 on Tuesday night. What am I getting myself into? I got big plans for this. My old school rock collection. But this isn't all of it. I had about 20 buckets that I gave to a family member because I didn't have the space for it. And I wasn't about to put them in storage either. Pay a storage unit to store some rocks? You guys crazy. But there's nothing much I can do with these. I had big plans for all this. I did. You know, I had this big plan. I was going to have my own Da Vinci pad. Nice yard, nice garden, nice everything. And I was going to use everything for landscape, and I was going to do tumbling. I was going to have a couple of fish tank nightclubs with a black light so the white quartz shows up. And the fish will be dancing, you know, glowing in the dark. But the rate the world is going, I don't think it's ever going to happen. And plus, I'm getting ancient. Extremely ancient. It's almost like I'm heading into a totally different direction. And it's not where I wanted to go. Which is fine, that's okay. I just got to figure out how to get about 500 pounds worth of rocks down to the vehicle so I can redistribute them and offer them back to nature. That is if they'll take them back, you know. I was hoping I didn't taint them with every touch, spoil them. The rocks that actually belong to them and not belong to me. I can be quite selfish when it comes to things of nature. Things of beauty, intrigue, and everything else in between. Even the fake things I thought were legit, but it just ended up being smelting crap. You know, I found something cool. Check this out. 7 years later, find out it was just crap. Leftovers from the smelting process. Thinking I found something extraordinary. Boy, have I ever learned a lot in the past 5 years. Some things I'll hang on to, just like I didn't know what this was until I figured it out about 5 months ago. Been trying to study this rock since I found it. A very long time ago. It's soapstone. I kept wondering why it felt greasy. It's a raw block of pure soapstone. And I found it so long ago, I forgot where I found it. Unadulterated. Look, I can even carve a line into it. You're going to say carve something. Like the ancient peoples. Well, this is an extremely natural piece. Uncarved, still raw. Even has a shiny part to it. Can still never figure that one out. It's like a piece of glass. Yes, some things I'm going to hang on to. I'm going to take all my soil samples, all my sand samples, and take them out and just spread it out. In a location where I know where everything's going to be. So technically, we're not going to be without it. It's just going back out to nature, where it belongs. But as long as I know where it is, it's technically not too far away out of our collection. So much stuff, and it weighs a ton. Oh yeah, a clay sample. Like I was getting ready to make some pots. Perfect. But what am I going to do with it though? It's almost like I'm trying to take everything out, give it back, because of another reason. Like I said, the way of the world now, all the threats, all the wars, all the crimes, all the hate. It's almost like I'm trying to take it back out, just in case something were to happen. Well, to me, that is. It's almost like I feel like I've given up on life. Being human is not easy, and some of the time it's not fun. I mean, it's like with all the wars and all the crime and everything else, it takes the enjoyment out of living. And it's like you just want to give it all up. All the things you enjoy. You just want to stop it all. Because it makes it feel like it's worthless. Well, not the stuff, just, collecting, living. Trying to do cool things. Trying to do good things. There are things that are always happening that make you feel like it's pointless to keep going with it, But 90% of these rocks, I bet they can't wait to get their butts back out to heaven instead of being stuck in a crate in a closet because some old guy had big plans for them. Oh, this was petrified wood. All this stuff can be anything. It's a rock. That's for dang sure. It's a rock. almost forgot about these bad boys. Did I ever find some good ones? You already know what those are. Every single broken arrowhead I've ever collected is in that stash. Well, the majority of them. And they're all going back out. Gotta use this box for Wednesday's White Elephant event at the office. For the white elephant that I got. Ten trips. Now that was a heavy load. Vehicle's gonna be riding on its axles for the next couple days, maybe. do I do to myself? Check it out. Look at the sun at 4:15 today. What do we get ourselves into? What a beautiful day indeed. Clear skies. The sun is out. It's going to be setting in about another 35 minutes. It's almost like it's 8:15 on a summer night. Beautiful though. And today's a very special day. I'm out here taking out my rock collection, redistributing everything all over the place out here in this heavenly spot. 2 crates so far. 3 left. The heavier ones, that is. All the little white quartz pieces. But all the arrowheads, all the broken ones, have been taken care of. They're in their rightful spot. Hopefully they're going to be there for a very long time. Almost like the good old days. The cache. The famous cache. The largest one in history. Bringing back time in a different way, the ancient times. I just wish the trees were bigger. like they were back then. But I'm going to have to wait until dark to get out the rest of them. There's no way in heaven that I'm going to be able to keep filling the pockets like I did earlier. The last 3.5 4 hours, filling the pockets up, every last one of them, and going back out, coming back, going back out, coming back, just to take them out. I can't do that with the rest of them. There's no way. You're talking about more than about 200 to 300 trips. Back and forth. That's never going to happen. So I'm going to have to do the shady thing. I'm going to have to wait until dark. I'm not talking about like 6 o'clock. I'm talking about more like 9:33 to get this thing done. Da Vinci style. Back out in heaven. But I want to tell you something though when it comes to this collection. The reason I'm taking them back out is I cannot keep toting around 1,500 pounds of rocks with me every single time I move. Not to mention that, they take up a lot of space. So I can't keep doing this. I mean, I move a lot. I do. You already know that about me. I move between 3 and 5 years. Every single time. For the past 15 years of my life. 15 to 20 years of my life. Every 3 to 5 years, I move to a different place. Now you can see how difficult that can be. To keep toting around all these crates full of rocks. A different kind of collection. So they're going back out in heaven. But there's something that I thought about a while back when it comes to taking it back out, compared to the things I've said and talked about in the past. I got big plans for this stuff. I did have big plans for them. It's almost like I still have big plans for them. To use them in a rock garden. Another place. Different places, whatever. Fish tanks. All these plans that I had for the rocks. You know, to tumble them, make them prettier, clean them up, use them for landscaping, flower beds, everything possible. But it's happening in a different way. That's what scares me. I want to see if they're going to be talking. If I say something. I mean, what am I supposed to be doing with the rocks? Are they really going to be in my garden? Is the plan really coming true? Please tell me. Check that out. The sun has already set. And it's barely 5:10. I'm trying to give it some more time so I can have a chance to actually pull this thing off tonight. This thing has got to be accomplished tonight. You know, when I got my mind set on something, there's no turning back. You already know that about me. Even though, you know, technically, yeah. You just laughed. So did I. There are so many things I leave incomplete. Incomplete. Uncompleted, whatever you want to say. But there are a lot of times that when I just put my mind to it, it's almost like I can't be stopped. Boy, those crates that I have left over in the back, man, are they going to be heavy? It's like a lift, turn over, and drop and go. Oh, dang. What the heck do I do to myself trying to pull off something like this? I got to wait until dark. You're going to be like, why are you still sitting there? Because it's too cold to get out. And plus, I got to wait until, you know, the timing's perfect, you know? Just like the timing's perfect to take the rocks back out. You know, I kind of figured this day was coming, but in the past, when I kept saying I got big plans for this stuff, I got big plans for this. I got big plans for everything, really, and some just don't pan out. When you're younger, it's true that you have your whole life ahead of you, but you always expect to do things like normally, You kind of want things to happen normally. I never saw myself at this age. I never thought of myself being this age and not having my own, like, real Da Vinci pad with a real garden, a real yard, something I can actually use or make better by using these rocks with this rock hounding hobby. That's all this is, just a hobby, though. There's no more collecting any rocks unless it's something major, something unique, something out of the ordinary. I went through those crates and started picking out a few rocks here and there. I'm keeping about maybe a couple of handfuls. Very specific examples, geologic examples. Just like this one, for instance. Check this out. I found this one about 4 years ago. It's raw jet. And when I found this in the creek, I actually thought, number one, I thought it was just tar. And then I thought it was slate. And after doing a lot of research, it turns out that this is raw jet. Petrified plant matter. And I was blown away by what I found. So this is just an example. I'm going to keep another one when it comes to these little rocks and stuff, But I had many thoughts about this hobby too. I guess for now on, what it's going to be, the enjoyment of rock hounding, is just the fact that I found it. Each and every rock, I found them. I touched it, picked it up, but I'm not going to be adding them to the stash. No more adding them to crates, saying I got big plans for all this kind of stuff. When I really don't think it's going to happen. I want it to happen though. But then what's going to happen if it does happen? What if I do get my giant yard where I can build whatever I want? Rock walls, a rock garden, flowers all over the place, beautiful heaven, nightclub fish tank, anything else that I put my mind to, that I had big plans for. What if it actually does happen? And then I have no rocks. Then I don't have my collection, right? I guess the enjoyment of rock hunting is just going to be the fact that I'm just going to be able to find them and pick it up and say, I found something real nice today. And put it right back down where I found it. Because the major plans that I have is not coming true. And I'm getting older, more ancient, whatever. Finances don't really support the fact that I can have what I desire. But I had a thought about something about a year ago when it came to this hobby and the things I've said in the past. I got big plans for this. I did have big plans for these things. When it comes to this hobby, I was going to do this, I was going to do that. It was going to be real nice, real cool. And I thought about it. Even though I don't have my own Da Vinci pad like a house or anything like that, and I don't have a yard, I don't have gardens, I don't have anything like that. Don't have a deck. Don't have balconies, nothing like that. Don't have a backyard. Don't have a front yard. Don't have a spot around the mailbox, like a flower bed around the mailbox where I can put some crystals. Some rose quartz from Hog Mine. Make the place real nice. And I thought about it. The best thing to do is to take it back out to a spot that we can all go to. You know what I mean? What if it's actually happening that way? The house means nothing. Nature teaches us a lot. It's almost like I need to change my perspective on my desires, the way I think about certain things. We all do. I guess what they're trying to say is out here, it will always be our backyard, even though we don't own it, because nature owns it, you know. Other entities own it. But when I set those things down and decorate certain locations, even though I don't own it, I can always come back to see my collection. You know what I mean? And I can enjoy it out here. As long as it stays out here. It will always be ours. Everyone's. Nature's especially. Where the rocks belong. Back out in places like this. And it could be everybody's backyard, front yard, everybody's garden, landscaping, whatever. Imagine me coming to a spot like this when I'm 104 years old, looking at the rocks that I found in the past, 40 years before that, 60 years before that, and picking up a rock that I took it back out to heaven, heavenly places, and realized that I'm the one that found it. And it's out here in the backyard, the front yard, the flower garden. Seems like they're on to us. I just completed my duty. What I needed to do with my rock hounding stash. Beautiful. And it's only 6:20, but it feels like it's 11:33. What a shame, but it had to be done. 8 trips out, 1 trip back in. 7 to 10 years worth of rock hounding. All taken back out to nature. You're going to ask, what's in the bucket? What do you think was in the bucket? Birdseed. I had to go to the grocery store. And I went to the gym too. What you know about that? Yeah, it's got to be clean for the first time in 10 years. If it's still salvageable, use it for something else besides storing rocks. Maybe our supplies don't know.